she hasn't got anything to move.
So I actually hear you, Kojo, and I agree to some extent. But the reason why I'm trying to hold
Yeah.
any harsh criticism for Vernicia is because I don't doubt that Joel is making her feel like she's the only one for him. I feel
Mm.
like every scene we see them in, Joel is all up under Vernicia, always calling her baby. I mean, he calls everyone baby, but with her, it's just, you could just tell it's different, right?
Mm.
So I'm almost scared to say that, Vernicia is at fault just because I think Joel has led her to believe that she was his number one without having
Mm.
to say it. And you could see, like, at the masquerade ball when Jason approached them and was just like, oh, guys, invite me to the wedding. There's just so many instances where everyone around them could see that they were like this and they were it for each other. So, and that's one point. Another point being, I do agree that Vernicia should have put her eggs in different baskets, right? She should have played the game like the game is supposed to be played and explore her options. However, what we've seen on this show is that women are faulted for doing what you're actually supposed to do, which
Mm.
is date around, right? They become stereotyped and stigmatized and often shamed by the men for dating other people.
Mm.
And so I wonder if it would have even been to her benefit. Would Joel have came back and say, nah, she's for everybody? Or I don't like the fact that this person has kissed her, this person has hugged her, this person has. The men on this show are so petty, so petty. So I don't even think Vernicia would feel comfortable. You got Liz out here apologizing to David for being kissed by Jason. The women don't feel safe enough to date and explore their options. They don't. So they are dealt with the cards that they are dealt with and they play accordingly because they know that if they move a certain way, their options will be limited. They're already limited.
Mm.
So I think Vernicia was just doing what she thought was smart. This man has kids. He's fatherly type. He's a good guy. He likes me. No one else on this show likes her, is what it's appearing to be. So I can't really place blame on Vernicia for literally sticking to the only option she had. But at the same time, I really do think Joel made her feel this way. So I really, I don't know. If if the game is to be played in a way that's
Mm-hmm.
effective and efficient for all sexes, for both men and women, then the men have to come down from their petty horses and their high tables and not act the way that they're acting. It's just been mad.
Mm. Go for it. Can you want to
Um, I want to make sure we don't gloss over the fact that Bernicia said with her full chest, I want to be the first to leave this place like married with a marriage. All right. I love you, Vern, but I don't know of too many people who wouldn't be scared when they hear that, considering you guys have only known each other for like what, 2 weeks? I don't even know at this point. Like weeks, right? That's some intense emotion. So I just want to put that in there. That's enough to scare some folks. I do agree that Joel, based on what we're seeing, because it seems like there's a lot that's happening behind the scenes
add?
that will make everything make sense. But based on what we're seeing, it seems a little immature. But Vernicia, she's moving really strong. Like she's like
Fast.
pretty much proposing to him with that statement, right? Because who else is she being with? So for her to say that, you're pretty much proposing at that point, which is okay, girl.
Sorry, one last point. I actually think, I also think like a lot of times, I've been guilty of this as well. We see something that is fundamental in a person that we like or love in so many other ways that we are not comfortable with. And we still are like, well, yeah, but the objective is marriage. Like, Joel leads with his charm, he leads with his looks, he leads with flirtation. And that is not only just him as a person, that's cultural. Like many of the people I know from New Orleans, it's very familiar like that, like the way that they engage people. And it could be taken another way. Like if you're not used to that, or if you read too much into that, like she was trying to tell him, like, if you say baby this way, then they're going to take it this way. And if you touch up on them like this, they're going to take it this way. That might be what he means by controlling. Cause I remember hearing that and being like, well, girl, that's how he is. And that's how he came. So for you to think that you're going to step in here and change that, or for you to think that like that's just a suit that he puts on for this dating show in order to sort of move through the pool of women, and he's going to stop that once me and him get serious, you're wishing and hoping, and that type of magical thinking will end up with you getting your heart broken, because he's going to be this way. Especially if he's trying to be a rapper. He knows that his females are only really going to be, his fans are only going to really be female. Ain't no dude that really listens to rap really going to be checking for that. So it's like, it's going to be mostly women. He's going to have to do fan engagement. He's going to have to like be around women. You know what I mean? And so in that sense, I can understand him being like, I don't know if it's going to work out. And I think Vernicia just needs to be very honest with herself moving forward, because you cannot ignore these red flags. And I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, that like this is an objective red flag that Joel needs to change. I'm just saying, like, if it's a problem for her, if she's trying to get married, like by the reunion, or get engaged by the reunion, or make this a long-term thing, she has to ask herself, like, if he were to continue moving the way he moves right now, and you have no reason to believe he will change because of his age and because of, you know, how he's presented himself thus far, the button down, the open shirts, the muscles and tattoos, all of that. If he never changes, are you going to be okay with this for the rest of your life? And if the answer is no, swallow the hard pill. Say, I executed the wrong strategy. I didn't go about this the right way. Or maybe I did the best I could, right? I did the best I could. I got to move on.
Coach, can I jump in one more time? I wanted to add that I think that what also is just going to be like insult to injury is that just from what we've seen, like with the preview, and we saw at the beginning of the season, a snippet of the whole argument between Vern and Joel, right? And now it's all making sense, right? Because she says, you were willing to give me up for Kyra. And at the time, we thought it was a kiss, remember? But what I'm starting to think it is that it's going to get back to Vern, possibly not by Joel first, that he said Kyra's name. And that for me is where Vern is just going to be like, not only did you not pick me, but then you said it in the open at the men's thing, and we had just talked the night before. Why didn't you tell me? Because I don't know that Joel's going to move like Liz and call Vern the same night and go, hey, tonight during the men's tavern, I said some things. Let me break them down to you because I want to be first to mention it to you. Remember, he said he threw Kyra's name out because he was feeling away. So I just don't see that he was considerate of Vern's feelings and called her to let her know first. So what does that mean? That means that message gets trafficked back to her. We all know the game of telephone. And that's just that insult to injury where she's like, and you didn't even have to do me like that, though. That wasn't even necessary. And so it's just like, you already see it coming. It's going to hurt so bad. And then likely at the next men's tavern, they're sending her home, because she has no other connections. And I can't remember who said it in the chat. Was it Celia? I don't even know if I'm saying your name right, sis, so please don't be upset if I got it wrong. But she said, it also kind of seems like Joel has blocked Vern's other potential opportunities. Like, it doesn't seem like any of the other men are even going to go for Vern because they're like, oh, that's Joel's girl, which was what David was trying to set up Liz as, right? And so it's just this, I'm already not feeling good about that. I've been holding in my side eye for Joel. I've just been sitting on it since the first episode, but I'm like, as more and more episodes go, that side eye is getting stronger and stronger. And in a minute, I'm gonna add the pursed lips. All right, JB, where yo, it's your boy JB, baby. You heard me? Yeah, we heard you. Next, skip track. We heard you.
Y'all do my boy dirty up here. I would like to add, I think the very first live that we did, I think all our predictions are coming to truth. I'm just going to say the truth. We did speak about Joel, and I remember myself, Adra, felt a way about him having nakedness all the time. I said this. I said, whenever you naked like that, and you lead with your nakedness, you ain't serious. You're not going to be serious. You can't be serious. Do you know what I'm saying? Because what's gonna all that's gonna happen is you're intentionally leading with that because you're a flirt, and that's what he is. He's a flirt. He's enjoying the flirtation. He's enjoying the attention that he gets. Not in a bad way, but it's just like it makes sense why now with Vern you ain't really trying to go there. Like you're not committing all the way.